Okay, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are plunging into just one source, a review of the film The Kid Detective.
Yeah.
This one's by Mary Munoz for Moviescramble.
Right.
And our mission, as always with these deep dives, is to sort of cut through and pull out the most interesting bits, the key insights from this review, give you a really clear picture of what this movie's about, its whole vibe, you know?
Yeah, and it's a great source for that because, as the reviewer, Mary Munoz, points out pretty quickly,
Right.
the film itself is, well, it's a bit deceptive. The title makes you think one thing.
Right.
But what the review suggests is actually it's something much richer, more complex.
Okay, so that's the first big takeaway then from this review. Don't judge the film by its title, The Kid Detective.
Yeah, you hear that. You might think, I don't know, something
Yeah.
light, maybe even a bit
Yeah,
cheesy.
exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she mentions maybe those old 70s Disney B movies or something.
Yeah. But the review, it steers you away from that pretty fast. It says, despite that potential for just simple sleuthing hijinks, the film really digs into its characters, and it unfolds a narrative that's genuinely compelling. Interesting.
And that story is all about Abe Applebaum. Munoz lays out his backstory for us, paints this picture of a kid who was like a celebrated child detective, small Canadian town.
Yeah. And the review mentions an opening montage showing his early wins, finding missing time capsules, stolen school funds, stuff like that. He was the local hero kid.
That, and this seems crucial, that early success is set right against this profound failure that just completely haunts him now.
Mm-hmm. The review really makes it clear he's kind of broken by the one big case he couldn't solve. A classmate vanished, basically, on her way home from school.
And that failure, that, unresolved thing, has totally shaped his adult life.
Mm-hmm.
The review uses the phrase self-pitying disarray to describe him.
Oof, yeah.
Still stuck in the shadow of that one case. Can't seem to move on.
And you see that, according to the review, in the cases he takes now as an adult, they're small, manageable things.
Like missing kittens, straying spouses.
Exactly. Things he knows he can solve. It's almost like he's retreating,
Mm-hmm.
staying safe, avoiding maybe another big failure, or maybe just avoiding thinking about that failure.
But something disrupts that. The plot gets going, the review says, when Abe gets offered a shot at something bigger,
Yeah.
a chance for redemption maybe, solving the murder of a high school student.
Right. And that forces him out of that slump. He has to
Mhm.
confront his demons, his past, while also trying to, get back some respect in his hometown.
What I found really interesting in how Munoz frames it is that she stresses, even though it's a crime story, the film's real strength is the character focus.
Yeah, absolutely. It uses Abe's situation, this history of early fame, then the big failure to explore deeper stuff, themes like self-perception, self-doubt, the weight of expectations from the past.
And because it's so character-driven, you really connect with Abe. The review notes that because you see the impact of his childhood wins and that defining loss, you feel, well, compassion for him, for his struggle.
Definitely. Now let's talk tone, because Munoz describes it in a way that sounds pretty unique. She calls it a wild ride,
Yeah.
which suggests, it shifts around quite a bit.
Yeah, she highlights how it can swing from being genuinely funny
Right.
to moments of shock, even horror.
That sounds like a tricky balance to get right.
It does. The review says it pushes the boundaries of dark humor, pivoting, it says, effortlessly from slapstick. She mentions a specific scene with Abe hiding in a kid's closet that she found really funny,
Okay.
straight into territory that feels like a seedy thriller.
Wow. So it's blending genres then.
That's exactly what the review suggests.
Uh-huh.
It paints this picture of, like, classic noir detective stuff,
Uh-huh.
layered with tragicomedy, all happening in this small-town drama setting.
That combination alone sounds fascinating. Really unusual.
And Munoz does acknowledge, yeah, there are some typical tropes. The washed-up detective thing.
Whiskey swilling.
Yeah, there's some whiskey swilling mentioned. But she finds they don't feel too, contrived.
Okay.
They seem to fit the character and the story without just feeling like cliches.
And importantly, for a mystery, the review says it keeps you hooked.
Yeah, definitely. Praises it for keeping you guessing right up until the end.
Good.
It apparently packs in clues, red herrings, little teases, all through its runtime, about 100 minutes.
So you're actively trying to solve it alongside Abe.
Exactly. And a huge part of why that works, according to Munoz, is the acting. Adam Brody, especially, gets singled out. Brilliant, truly excellent as Abe.
Right. His performance sounds key to making those themes land. The self-perception, the doubt.
Totally. And he has this key dynamic with Sophie Nélisse, who plays Caroline.
Okay, who's she?
She's the girlfriend of the murdered student, the one who hires Abe.
Ah.
Munoz describes her as having this dew-eyed innocence. She's the perfect antithesis to Abe's hard-eyed cynicism.
Interesting contrast. So their relationship is important.
Sounds like it becomes a real emotional core. They form this, unique bond.
Both kind of damaged by what's happened.
Yeah, exactly. Both seeking the truth together.
Okay. And then the ending. The review hints at something big.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't spoil it, obviously, but says the film pulls the rug out from under you
Whoa.
in the last 20 minutes or so.
So it gets darker.
Much darker, it seems. Munoz notes that, yeah, there were dark moments before, but nothing really prepares you for the big reveal.
Okay.
That's where the tone shift is maybe most extreme. The lighter stuff, the fun detective quirks, apparently vanish as the film enters what she calls its sinister, shocking final act.
Sounds intense. So wrapping up, what's the final verdict from Mary Munoz at Moviescramble?
She's very positive, calls it a very clever script, praises the excellent central performances, doesn't hold back, really, calls it one of the most interesting and unusual crime thrillers she's seen.
High praise.
Yeah. She frames it as an indie cinema treat, like maybe a hidden gem you might stumble across on streaming.
Which seems plausible.
And she thinks it's bound to become a sleeper hit. Why? Because, quote, every facet of it is so well executed.
Nice. And did she mention where you can watch it if people are curious now?
She did, yeah. At the time of the review, it was streaming on Amazon Prime.
Good to know.
Definitely useful. So, pulling it all together from this great review, what we've really unpacked is that surprising depth, behind a simple title.
Right. And that skillful blend of tones, the humor, and the darkness.
Yeah, the way it navigates that. Plus the standout performances, especially Brody's, driving the whole thing.
And that central mystery leading to this ending that sounds like it really hits hard.
Totally reshapes everything.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How a filmmaker can take what sounds like a simple, set-up, washed-up kid detective and use it to explore some pretty complex emotional stuff, while also delivering a mystery that genuinely keeps you guessing.
Absolutely. And maybe as you think about this deep dive into the review, consider this question. How does that description of Abe's struggle, the weight of his early success, the scar of that failure, how does that resonate with maybe broader ideas?
Like the pressure of potential.
Yeah, or just how hard it is to move on from those defining moments, those ghosts from our past. What really stands out to you from this look at the kid detective, just based on what Mary Munoz shared in her review?